Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism series. Today I'm joined with Sophie. Sophie has autism as well and she loves Doctor Who, of course. So Sophie, thank you for joining me today.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'd like to speak with you, so speak about acting as well as your autism and Doctor Who. So would you like to do a little introduction of yourself, just say a little about you?
Yeah, so my name is Sophie. I'm an acting student and I've been doing acting for 7, 8, 9, 10, like 5 years now. And that's what got me into cosplaying, and then in turn what got me into Doctor Who. So when I don't have the curly wig on, I'm usually in college or doing some singing and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, like, what do you do? What are you doing at the moment? Like with your acting, like at college and stuff.
So I'm finishing off my second year of college. So we're doing our final showcase. So we're doing a full play.
That's pretty cool. Like what play are you doing?
It's called the Laramie Project, and it's based off a story of a boy who was murdered in an American town. So these actors went to this town and they got over 200 interviews from the people who lived there, and we are playing those real people. So it's something new and exciting to do.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like like what character are you playing?
So everyone's playing multiple characters, but like among the ones that I'm playing, I am the judge who sentenced the murderers to life in prison. And my favorite role I play, I'm like an angry anonymous email writer that says that all the people who don't advocate for gay rights are in turn like they have this boy's blood on their hands. It's a really powerful little speech.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I like it. It must be fun doing a speech as well. Like you get to show people what you can do. Like how powerful you want to make it as well.
Yeah, I do like to draw inspiration from the Doctor Who speeches when I'm getting up there all preachy.
Yeah, you're like maybe it's Matt Smith's just one like from Ring of Akaten. Maybe like that's like he's not speaking to anyone. He's only speaking to that God, but it's almost like he's speaking to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a powerful one.
Yeah, yeah. Um. So with so you started doing acting before you started doing like Doctor Who like videos or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you have any kind of dreams for the future, like regarding like acting?
So I would love to be in Doctor Who one day. But I'd also really like to do musical theatre, so dancing and singing as well as acting. I suppose the dream is to perform in London, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many good things out in London. You've got, I think you got Les Mis. The Yeah, Les Mis is one that pops to mind. It's a really good one.
It
Um,
is, yeah.
um, I I haven't been to see it, but I know it's probably one of the best ones they do in
Mm,
London, don't they?
yeah.
And they do have some good. They have that kind of good moments in it as well, like where you singing as well.
Yeah. Lots of really nice big songs.
Yeah, I like you have the two main characters as well, so it's all pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good musical.
Yeah. Um, like I think you said that you was diagnosed with autism in 2017, wasn't it?
I was, yeah. I was going through lots of stuff mentally. So my mum took me and got me diagnosed with a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. And how old was you then?
I was like 11, 12-ish. So I was quite young for all that.
Hmm. Yeah. So and that was in 2017.
Yeah, if I've done the maths right. I'm 18
Hmm.
now. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
so
I don't think it matters, but
yeah, it doesn't matter.
it don't matter. You've got autism.
Uh-huh.
That's as far as we need to go. Yeah, but like I suppose when like was you told straight away like you had the autism, like at that age, or was it later?
Well, I went to CAMS, and I was there for a while, and I did things like CBT and that. And they sort of danced around the diagnosis for a while. They were kind of like, oh, you might have this, but you might not. And eventually I got it sort of on paper that I had a form of autism, but they didn't really want to address it. They were just like, oh no, you just have anxiety, like it's only really mild autism. So I never really got told much about it, which means I've had to deal with it myself.
Yeah, that it's annoying. Like it's still like that now, isn't it? Like in certain organisations, certain things that people don't want to hear about it, and it is sad that people are like that.
Yeah, it is. But it's nice that like what you're doing, for instance, and a lot of other things are raising awareness to people on sort of all ends of the spectrum. And so people won't say, oh, you don't seem autistic because you don't do this. Like I got that for so many years. And if I had a penny for every time I'd heard it, I'd be rich by now.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. It's like you get a lot. Like, do you look autistic or don't you look autistic? And I think it's I think that what I think when it shouldn't mean anything like when people say that, but I think what they do mean is like, do they look like quite severely autistic or can't really do anything? I think
Mm,
that's what they mean, but it shouldn't matter because there's so many different things out there that people don't look like they have, and then they do.
yeah.
Yeah. So how was it in school? Because like how was school life for you, Sophie?
So I'm just going to talk about secondary school. So
Okay.
I did get bullied for quite a lot of it. I had numerous incidents of my mum going up the school and giving the teachers an earful. Um, I identify as a member of the LGBT community. And because I was autistic as well, like there were just so many things for people to pick on, and they did, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's when I started doing drama, and then that was like an escape from all that because I was playing a different character.
Okay. Yeah. I suppose that's quite nice actually. Like painting your mind at something like you can be that character and sort of say you're being an angry character. You can put all your frustration maybe at that character as another person.
Mm,
Um, because it's really hard when you're bullied because I was bullied too. Um, and it's hard because you go to the member of staff and do anything, do they really?
no.
And it makes it a bit worse for kind of maybe for yourself because you know that the bully will probably hear about like you've told told the teacher and then it probably get worse and then in your mind you think should I just leave it make this carry on but at the same time you don't want it to carry on you want something to get resolved but it's very hard.
It is, yeah. I had a lot of cases of when I would report it, the people would then come to me and be like, oh, why are you grassing me up and stuff like that. And it just got me in more trouble. So in the end, I just stopped telling people and just let it happen.
Yeah, so sometimes you kind of want to you want to do something yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
to yeah, like if they're doing this to me, why can't I do it back? And I had that instance like my bully was a girl. My bully was a girl. Um, and yeah, because you don't get that often, do you? Like it's normally well, I don't think it like especially when I was younger, it was people more think bullies are like boys than girls, I think. But like this person was like I had enough because it went on for years. Mine did. I just didn't bother saying anything. Like and then I got to this point where um I've had enough. I've had enough. Um and I didn't even do anything wrong here. Like the person was playing this hand game. Like you put, I can't remember what it was, and then I got annoyed, and it wasn't a punch as such. It was just like that, and it wasn't hurtful. And then you know what she went and done? She goes to a member of staff, and then of course I followed her just to see and stuff, and then it's my word against hers or her words against mine. And then we both kind of have to apologize to each other, and then of course I think I don't have to apologize for.
Yeah.
um, it's hard. It's hard, but when you get out of that situation or you've left, it's okay. Like hopefully you won't see them again.
Yeah, no, I'll never see them again. I got bullied by like a group of girls, group of really catty, horrible girls. And then going into college, suddenly I have a TARDIS bag and I took it to college, was like, oh, I'm so cool. People will talk to me. And like it worked.
Oh. Yeah, I used to play Doctor Who games with my friend. Like I pretend I'm the Doctor or like another person's a companion and that, and it was fun. Take your mind off it
Mm.
a little bit. Yeah. Well, so with your TARDIS bag, was it bigger on the inside?
It was not, unfortunately. It didn't fit all of my stuff in it, and I had to use a different bag when I took my laptop to college.
I need to have a word with Russell T Davis for that, I think.
I know, I feel like I got scammed. Where's my TARDIS?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're like I've got a TARDIS book in the background there, and it's like a wardrobe,
Mm.
and it's not bigger on the inside.
You've been scammed.
I know. Had it for so long. Yeah, but yeah, it's like apart from that, so how long did you go? Did those girls go on for quite a while? Was it a fair few years?
It was from year 9 until year 11 when we left school, although I wasn't in school physically because of COVID, but like I still got it like over the internet and stuff like that. So it was a very hard few years, but then I left, I blocked them, and I've moved on, and I will never see them again.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the same. Like you get it's better like that, and like you don't know why they do it, do you? Like what do they get out of it?
They've got their own issues and they choose to
Yeah.
take it out on other people.
Hmm. Yeah. Like was that a mainstream school?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I went to a mainstream because I was diagnosed with autism at 9, 8 or 9. And yeah, I don't remember a lot about diagnosis or anything, but I did go to, and my bullying more or less took place in primary school, really, more. And then I made that probably one friend in mainstream because they didn't really understand me at all.
Yeah.
I was only year 7, and so many things went wrong. Like teachers won't help you put your tie on it and watch your struggle, and so say things that maybe if you got autism may take a bit more literal.
Mm.
For like once said that you've got 5 minutes to get change in PE, and if you don't leave, I'll lock you in. That's what I got told. Yeah, but I left and then I went to like on a special school, so people have had autism and stuff. Um, so that was better for me, and that was it was better. I know change could be hard with autism, but it's good as well.
Yeah. Would you recommend like a specialized school to like everyone who has autism, do you think? Or do you think it's dependent on how much help someone might need?
I don't think everyone. I don't think a special school's for everyone because it has their good things and their bad things. I was fortunate. I had a really good head teacher. He was awesome, and like actually he's retiring this year, and so I I wouldn't say it's for everyone. Like for me, I didn't like it. As soon as I was there, I didn't like it because I'm a new me, and I didn't know what to say, and didn't have anyone I knew.
Mm.
And I left that one friend at mainstream, which he was struggling as well, and he later on got diagnosed with autism.
Uh,
Um, he did, and yeah, and like it's funny, because because I was in the newspaper, because I saw her in that, and that's the reason I do my work at home because I'm as extremely clinically vulnerable because I have Crohn's disease, so that makes me vulnerable. And I was in the newspaper, I went to Ipswich to see Harry Redknapp. He was in the I had a meet and greet with him, and I met him beforehand, and then like the theatre was awesome. So I was in the newspaper, and I had a random person message me. I was thinking, Who's this?" And it's someone from my form in mainstream school, and which I don't remember. Well, I know who he is and that, but I wouldn't have thought I'd hear from him again.
Mm.
But I think it's nice, like people go out their way to do that.
Yeah, you're more famous than me.
Yeah, yeah. I feel it at that point because I was on the front page. I was
Wow.
of the newspaper, and I was lucky enough. I went to the car because I live quite close to a co-op, and there was only one left of the newspapers in the morning, and I got it, and I yeah. I saw it in the morning. I woke up and I was right. It's like people tagging me and stuff, like saying, "Oh look, you're in the newspaper," and stuff, and um, I thought, yes, I am. People are notice me, and like I spoke to Harry Redknapp, and which I did do a fair few little videos with him,
Mm.
just asking him certain things, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Um, but but back to what you're saying about mainstream and like if autistic people should be going in to special schools. I think it depends on the person because we're not all the same, are we? Like you might done like although you got bullied, it might have been a like you might have liked it better if you did move to special school maybe because you may not got bullied, but there's no guarantee. I think whatever school you go to, there's a chance. And it's yeah, it's like I didn't get bullied, I would say, at special school, but the thing was, it took me time to because I went when I moved, because it's very hard. It's very hard to get into a special school. You have to have fill all these forms like EHCP, all these documents that are very hard, and I didn't do it. I couldn't do it, and yeah, like so I didn't just look around this one special school, but looked around one other one, and I picked the one I chose. It would have been at a different building it was at because it was at a different one, and it moved because I was getting used to this one, and then we moved to another one. And the good actual thing about it is it has a college attached. Well, not attached, on a different site. So later down the line, um, it was actually pretty good timing because the time I was in year 11, the college of the special school was made, so people could go there, which I did, purely because they understood me. I didn't want to really go that fast into another place. I didn't want a same example of before, but I only spent 1 year there though because I knew most of the people there and I wanted to make new friends, and then I went off somewhere else.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, like I think it's just a decision that you kind of have to say to yourself, like if you're not unhappy, some people are happy, some people not. It depends. I suppose it depends, and I don't know. Are you? What do you think of? Are you comfortable with like big crowds or environments, big places?
So I do have claustrophobia, but I'm fine being around lots of people. My experience in mainstream school was fine. I was bullied, but it was fine, and I learned a lot about myself, and I wouldn't go back and change it. But I know a lot of people sort of have the mindset that's like, I'll just like throw the autistic people into special schools so that other people don't have to deal with them, which is absolutely vile. But unfortunately, that's a mindset some people have.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, because um, I panicked. I had panic attacks at my mainstream school because people would pressurize me and stuff and like to tie. For example, I'd be running out the school gate, and because I know a person stands at the gate, and I didn't want to put the tie on, and I was just quickly get the car and go. But it shouldn't be like that. And like I I did like I did like a fair few teachers though at the school. It's funny because me and one or two teachers were leaving on the same day, and it was one of the maths teachers. So I was in the math class. We weren't doing much because we were excited about leaving and stuff. And but yeah, I did have the odd panic attack. I think I remember in the lockers because I got lost, and someone was in a. You know, you can tell if someone has someone else to be, but they ask to help you.
Yeah.
Well, a person asked me that, and then I was getting the vibe, and I actually said to him, I wasn't confident. I wasn't confident when I was younger. I, with my, not just my autism, just in general, I wasn't a confident person. I think that brought like autism, thinking like I can't do certain things. And I said to him, I said to the person, if you've got somewhere to be, just go. Like I'll try and find my own way to class, and I and then he showed me like it's on this planner, you know, like the plan you get in college, and he shows me go that way, go left, go right, go forward, and then you're there. And then in my mind, of course, it's I'm lost.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to comprehend
yeah,
that.
yeah, and I was like, all right, I'll find my way, and then I'm looking. What did he just say? I've no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just those certain things, and then you get those questions. You know what's going to happen if you're late for a lesson. In mainstream school, a teacher will go, "Why are you late?
Yeah.
Why are you late?" But you know that's not as bad in special, in my experience, because if you give a reason or something, because you may have a panic attack, you may have just need to go outside, you're overwhelmed. There's all different certain things, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Doctor Who does help with all that, all that stress.
It does. It's a good escape from quite literally from this world going to a different one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very it's very good. Like, do you have like did you start watching from Christopher Eccleston then and then onwards from him?
I did. I started at Christopher Eccleston, but unfortunately, I was not lucky enough to grow up with it. I really wish I had, but no, my ex-boyfriend, he was like, "Oh, you need to watch Doctor Who." So we sat there on a Discord call every night, and we'd go through like 3 or 4 episodes in a night. I loved it. But he skipped a couple of episodes that I didn't agree with. I went back and watched them myself, and were like, "You've got no taste." But yeah, I went from Christopher Eccleston, went all the way up to Jodie Whittaker, and I'm going to continue watching.
You've got to continue watching.
I am very excited for the new series.
Yeah. As we speak, filming.
I know. Oh, so exciting. I just on my Alexa, just saw a picture of David Tennant, and it was like, David Tennant been spotted filming the 60th anniversary. And I'm like, yee.
Yeah. Well, do you have a favourite Doctor then? Like other Doctors?
I knew you were going to ask me this question, right? It changes. And I love them all for different reasons. But as it stands in this current moment of time at 7:38 on the 16th of whatever month we're in, Peter Capaldi is my favourite.
Peter Capaldi.
Yeah. Controversial choice, but it's my choice.
Yeah, it's your choice. We all have our decisions or choices. Yeah, so I guess you want him to come back for the 60th.
I'd love if he did. I would love to see him again. But I mean, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, I suppose we will. They all seem to get asked, I think, nearer to the time normally, don't they?
Yeah.
Whenever the episodes they want to come out. Yeah, but yeah. So, do you have any theories? What is like, because we see David Tennant and Catherine Tate filming, and do you question yourself, where is the new Doctor Who? Who got announced? Where's he?
That's a good question. So this isn't my theory, I haven't made it up, but theories that I've seen are that Jodie Whittaker will regenerate into David Tennant and be like, what? And they'll do the 60th anniversary, and then he will then regenerate into this new Doctor, whose name is currently escaping my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've seen. I'm just going to go along with that until my brain can think of something any smarter.
Yeah, there's so many different things. I keep on top of it as much as I can. I just see all the photos going about, and I make my own kind of theories. But I'll tell you what I think. It's probably changed. People who listen to the series, it might have changed since the last episode or whatever one that I last spoke about what could happen. But what I think is, I'll tell you what I would love. But before I go into what I think, on Jodie's last episode, I know if people like Jodie won't like my opinion, but I like Jodie, but it's something that hasn't been done before. I would love if the plot twist that Yaz turns out to be evil, or like is
Ooh.
alongside the master or something, or is the master, and the master who's currently the master isn't the master. So it is all like that, and Yaz is actually behind this the whole time. And because they both kind of have feelings to each other, 13 and Yaz, the Doctor is betrayed. And as we saw on that trailer at the end, that's why the Doctor is saying Yaz. It's not Yaz for help, or Yaz that like help her, something's happening here. Is it like the fob watch or regenerating? It's because she has done that to her.
Wow, that's quite similar to when people thought Rory was the master. Way back when I heard something about that, but I love that. That's something I've not heard. I love it.
Yeah, because I didn't actually think Rory was the master. I just thought with Rory, he's like people say he's like a Mickey. I don't think he's a Mickey. Like he has quite a lot of involvement, and he was if Rory wasn't in that story with Amy, it wouldn't have been as good as it was. I don't think.
No, I love Rory. I'm in love with Rory. Everyone needs a Rory.
Yeah, yeah. So he looks the same, I think, as well, doesn't he?
He does. I love him so much.
Yeah, it is awesome, and yeah, like I had with the Yaz, I love that to happen, because although all Chibnall what he's done, maybe the storylines hasn't been as good as many would have hoped for. That would kind of I'd be happy with that. I would I would salute him. I would say, well done, Chibnall. You've done well in the end.
In the end, yeah.
Yeah,
Emphasis on the end.
You've done well in the end. But then, but going on from there, of course, I either think that's going to happen to Yaz, or she will die, or something will happen to Yaz. I don't think Yaz is going along into the 60th. I think her time is done. If you agree, do you think she won't be in the 60th for her?
Yeah, I think her time's done. She actually isn't my favorite. She's not bad by any means, just not my fave. It might be because I just love River so much, and now that she's like romantically involved with the Doctor, it's like no. Yeah. But I'd really love to see like a twist or something like that. I'd love to just throw all of my bad mouthing of Chris Chibnall out that window and to be absolutely amazed. But whether or not it happens is another thing.
Yeah, because like because like the whole trailer, you see the Cybermen, you see the Daleks, you see the Master, all of them, and the people are going to think it's basically the end of time. It gives you that kind of vibes, doesn't it? And end of time, where the Master was basically the main villain. But you see the Master here, but I don't think he is. I don't think he will be the main villain. I don't think any of them will be the main villain. Because why would you show all the main villains in the trailer? If that's the case, like that, you wouldn't, would you? Like, I know, if I believe going back to when David Tennant was Doctor, I don't know if they did. I don't believe they did actually show John Sim. I think they maybe showed his voice, like laughing or something, but didn't actually show him in the trailer. I know it's a while ago.
It was, yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I think you might be right.
Yeah, because it gives the story away, and they've got Ace in there, haven't they? They've got Ace and Tegan in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be massive.
Kate. An hour and a half long, I think, as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm not the biggest fan of the current era of Doctor Who, but I'm excited for this last episode. I know we have to wait this long, or like really, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm also not a massive fan of this era. It's fine. It's just like because I watched them all so close to each other, I went from like the amazingness of like 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then 13 just went but I'm really hoping at the end it goes straight back up.
Yeah,
Come on, Chibnall,
yeah,
bring it home, man.
yeah. I'll tell you what. I think with the regeneration, this is what I think is going to happen. Like I know I said the master's not the main villain, but what could also happen is that the master, like this whole time, this child thing is not a thing. It's all in the master's illusion mind, because the master is the only one who told, except from that person who got killed, to Tayun, I think her name is.
Yeah,
Um,
Tectayun.
um, it only knows from the master. And it could be a whole illusion this time, this child kind of thing, and then something happens to make the doctor regenerate, but not properly. It's corrupted or something, where the doctor degenerates into David Tennant, and it's not the 10th Doctor as we know. It's something. It could possibly. I've seen this. Like you see pictures of him wearing his glasses, don't you? Sometimes, like he could be maybe. There's lots of things. It could be an evil doctor. I'm not sure about that, but some sort of corrupt 10 maybe, or the meta crisis doctor possibly, because he can age.
Oh yeah, maybe. That's a good explanation. We have seen Neil Patrick Harris as a villain though, so not 100% sure whether or not 10 might be evil or not, but you might be right. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how they're going to bring Donna back into it as well, because obviously Donna can't know, can she?
No.
I don't want her to
No,
explode. I love her too much.
no, I don't think that'll happen again. It's something. It's really interesting. Uh, do you have any idea who you think Neil Patrick Harris will be playing kind of villain? Because they said it's going to be the kind of the worst or scariest villain. Russell said.
Yeah, so I've not seen pretty much any of classic Doctor Who, but from what I've seen on Reddit and stuff like that, people are saying he might be an old villain, some like the Enchanted Toy Maker or something like that, the
Yeah,
Celestial Toy Maker.
yeah,
Is that, I don't know
yeah,
if I'm saying that right,
yeah.
but
You're right. And I when I heard that, I like first of all, you know when we got that announcement by Russell,
yeah.
um, the two hearts, the plus, and the diamond.
Hmm.
And before I was making a post like a TikTok about it, and then another thing he announced who he is, and I wanted him to wait a bit longer because I was getting a really good theory, and I still posted it. Because you know the diamond, like remember the end of time, or like the Toclafane episodes, where the Toclafane episode or Utopia, for example, that little girl said the sky is full of diamonds.
Yeah.
Um, and in the end of time, it's the White Point Star, which was a diamond with the master had. And I kind of thought that was it, but then noticing that is what they're representing the 60th anniversary as well. And I kind of thought that as well because they had the two hearts. The two hearts they've normally done for the Doctor or a Time Lord.
Did they have two hearts for the new companion being announced as well? I think her name is Rose. Was there
It
two
might have been.
hearts?
I'm not sure. It might have been.
I'm just gonna quickly have a cheeky look.
It might have been. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that the diamond, obviously this is me holding on to an absolutely dead hope that is not going to happen, but I kind of hoped, like, you know, in the Husbands of River song with the diamond,
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, please bring her back, but it's not going to happen, and I know it won't.
Well, you don't think that they'll bring it back for the 60th?
I don't think they'll ever bring her back. Her story ended perfectly with the Husbands of River song, complete full loop, like it's done. As much as I love her and want all of the River content in the world, I don't think we'll get any more.
No, I don't think so too, because you wouldn't want her to come back, especially in the current era. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if she did make an appearance, would you? like from Chibnall, like bring back basically whoever he can find.
Yeah, it is Stephen Moffat's character though, so I'm not sure if he'd even be allowed to do that.
Yeah, he brought back. He did bring back John Barrowman, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, they swiftly got rid of him, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, they did.
I think that was for the best, personally.
Yeah, it's a shame, but either like growing up, I loved Captain Jack.
Yeah.
But from like things that happened earlier on, what claimed to have happened early on, they stopped that and stuff.
Yeah. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I'm also a big Torchwood fan. So I love Captain Jack and I love Yanto.
Yeah.
Have you seen Torchwood?
Yeah, I have seen all Torchwood.
Yeah, good man of good taste. So to see that come out and then obviously we're not getting Captain Jack back, it was like a blow to the heart. But I mean, I feel like it's appropriate to axe him, in my opinion.
Yeah, like they could still do other spin-offs. Like Russell said, he wants to do kind of other spin-offs for Doctor Who.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, maybe something might happen. They might bring the face of Bo back. That's technically him, isn't it?
Yeah, that maybe. They could even do like a human form of face of Bo, possibly.
That's very true.
Yeah, but like from who possibly is playing the Toymaker. From what I know, the Toymaker is an immortal being who basically plays games like everyday games. After you play games, if he loses, he gets really angry, and he can control people's minds, I believe, and yeah, like the kind of stuff like that. And what happened is like might have seen scenes of him dancing with David Tennant or dancing in the middle of the street. Which is it's pretty funny, but a person said to me, which is very interesting actually, because it all could make sense from all the different villains we've already seen. Like you might have seen a bunny called Beep the Meep, that like from the comics and Tom Baker's Doctor Who era, and the guards as well, which are known as the Wrath Warriors, similar to like Judoon Police, but just police of this kind of concept of the comics of Beep the Meep. And also from that, it could be interesting if all this is coming back. Possibly it is the human. Neil is playing the human form of the Trickster from the Sarah Jane Adventures, possibly, and he could that could be the cause of David Tennant being the Doctor again, like going back, and the Doctor is David Tennant's face, and you bring Donna Noble for some reason, like because he can go into people's lives, can't he, and move them about, move the timelines about. So that could make a lot of sense, and with bringing fictional comical characters as well into it, which that could all make sense.
Yeah, I like that. I should have heard that before I heard all these like mare ones, you know.
Yeah, whenever I like share information or like do videos about it, I always like to. I don't just say it because I found people that say it. I don't say it, just find it kind of myself.
I wish I had the brain power for that. I literally don't, unfortunately. But when someone says something that then makes a load of sense, like you just did, I'm like, oh, and it all just clicks.
Yeah, because because I put like in the caption I put like load of photos on one of my last recent TikTok videos, up to date on the 16th of June, 16th of June, and I put onto the Joker is the classic. No, not the Joker. The Toymaker is the classic Joker because he kind of gave me that kind of vibe. And like, you know what I mean? Like he's dancing around. He's got his little hat on. He's got a little stick.
Yeah.
So I know he's not, but he from seeing what he is in when he was the first Doctor, it gives you similar vibes as kind of the Joker of Doctor Who, possibly.
Yeah.
Different to the Master, different to any Time Lord, just a crazy man.
I'm really excited to see it. I love Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't know who he was straight away, and I found out he was in other cool different stuff, and like I'm happy that's happening and stuff. Like he's
Yeah.
coming
I think the highlight for me of what he's been in is either Glee or The Smurfs. There's no in between.
in. Okay, the Glee and the Smurfs.
Yeah, they're very different, but he smashed it out of the park in both of them.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Because yeah, there's more to be announced. I would have think people.
Yeah.
I would think. But yeah, like even 12th Doctor back.
I wish.
What about the 11th Doctor?
I love the 11th Doctor. I love when 11th Doctors duet me on TikTok as Clara. Just brings me so much joy. I love the 11th Doctor so much.
Yeah.
I have a pop vinyl of him. I have River, the 10th Doctor, the 11th Doctor, and a Dalek just chilling up there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I duetted you with the
You
11th
did.
Doctor.
I loved it.
Yeah, I think it would have been. Yeah, it would have been last year.
God, yeah. It's been a long time since I've actually got into cosplay. I've had so much to do. I think the closest thing I've done to cosplaying is I went to a costume party dressed as Princess Diana.
Princess Diana.
She's not been in Doctor Who, but it's technically a cosplay, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. But yeah, you can do it. Like I do a load in one go. I don't do them all the time. Like I don't know. Like I just scroll and pick what one suits. One could do today, but if there's like Doctor Who news, I do do that first. Like I like people when they comment on my thing, and then I could possibly talk about it. People made good theories, like like when they saw the dancing part, David, they said the Doctor dances part 2, and that made me laugh because you got Christopher Eccleston and the Doctor dances.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've now I'm gonna have a video ready for all the Doctors dancing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like unfortunately Jodie hasn't danced, so I just put the clip at the end of her singing Yellow, just a line, because I did like her song by singing Yellow. I thought that was pretty cool.
I loved it. I pinched it and I did it on my YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh no,
No,
you didn't.
no, no. I didn't watch it all, but I saw something. Yes, like as you said before, you want to be into like singing and acting, so it's good talent. So you can have a role with that singing and acting too.
Don't flatter me
Yeah.
like that.
Well, better singer than me. I can't sing to save my life.
And that's okay.
Well,
Well, the voice is a muscle. It can be trained.
yeah, I
So
suppose.
maybe one day you might end up being better than me.
Maybe.
It's possible, and it wouldn't take a lot. So go for it.
I'll sing. Well, I like the theme track, like Doctor Who theme tunes. I'll hum to it. Pretend you're somewhere else or something.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah. Do you what kind of music do you like?
I wouldn't say like a specific genre. I listen to a lot of rubbish, quite frankly. I've got a lot of like musical theatre soundtracks on my playlist. I've also got a Doctor Who music playlist, with all the bangers on there. Like, now I've got to think of some. The Shepherd's Boy, classic banger. The one that the 10th Doctor regenerated to, which I cannot remember the name of right now.
Well, do you can?
Yes. And yeah, the other bangers. But then it goes into like punk music, and then to like 2010s pop, and then back to musical theatre. It's a mess. My playlist is a mess.
Yeah, all different kind of stuff.
Yeah, just I've got to get those different vibes. Like you've got to soundtrack your day, you know? Like if it's like raining and you're walking home from college, you've got to put Doomsday on, you know? Like
Yeah. You
like
got
the big drama.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have you watched or do you like Stranger Things? Have you watched Stranger Things?
I haven't. My boyfriend really wants me to start watching it because he wants me to watch a
Yeah.
new series. And I'm like, okay, we'll catch up on Doctor Who so we can watch a new
Yeah.
series, you know?
Yeah. It's it's not it's quite similar in a way. Um. Yeah. Yeah. It is pretty similar. I reckon you'll like it.
I'm sure I would. Just it's difficult for me to commit to watching something new because I'm so comfortable with the things I know. Like I'll rewatch Doctor Who 20 times. I'll rewatch The Husbands of River Song like 20 times. But if someone asks me to watch something new or listen to new music, it's like it's not that I'm not going to like it. It's just that I don't have the emotional capacity to start something new.
Yeah.
So I have to really be pushed into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Like with the Husbands of River Song, did you get annoyed by how long it took the River to realise who the Doctor was?
I thought it was really funny. Like when they're in the snow and he's like, "You know who I am," and she's like, "No." It makes me giggle, and every time I watch it, I thought I would get annoyed, just like, come on, River, we've been through this. But no, I love it just as much every time.
But it didn't make sense because when David Tennant was the Doctor, River knew who he was,
That's very true. That is very true.
and
Uh,
even said that we was explained what she did with the 12th Doctor as well.
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but just like my love for her is clouding everything else. Like plot holes,
Yeah.
who cares? It's River.
Yeah, River was very good. Um, like like didn't have that. That's only an episode with Pete Capaldi, and only one with David Tennant as well. And majority of her time was spent with Matt Smith.
Yeah, that's probably why Matt Smith is probably my second favorite, because like series 6 was pretty much all about River. So I was having a great time.
Yeah, yeah, because the first that we saw really early on after his regeneration, it was the time of the Angels, wasn't it? Like the Angels episodes that she first came
Yeah,
to.
it's like episode 3 or episode 4. That's the
Yeah.
series my boyfriend's currently on, and he's like, "Oh no, you're going to be bombarding me with all this River rubbish." And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, yeah, like I don't know. I think she wasn't on. It was either those two episodes, and then the last two of the like the Pandora opens, and then that kind of stuff.
Yeah, oh, that was a good episode.
Yeah, but like I think the first episode actually, well, not the first, the second, really of Matt Smith's era kind of showed us who he is. Like not like his anger side, like because Amy, it wasn't her fault that she did that, and he wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, it was nice because we've seen David Tennant sort of be unhinged. What was it, like the laws of time are mine and they will obey me?
Yeah,
So it's nice to see the dimensions of Matt Smith. Like he's not just this happy-go-lucky guy with a custom moustache, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's nice to see the dark side of the Doctor.
And he's such a good actor as well. Like now that I'm an acting student, I just like pick apart every performance I see. And he's so unbelievably amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like when you do that speech for like your college? Do you picture your Matt Smith, or yeah, you're gonna be saying this like him?
I do like to have like a doctor moment, like the first couple of times when I'm getting a monologue into my system, because I used to learn the speeches off by heart from Doctor Who. So when I'm first getting into my system, I'm very much like, there's loads of aliens and they're all gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
It's silly, but I have fun.
We are aliens though. Yeah, yeah,
Some people certainly are.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, it's very diverse Doctor Who, doesn't it? I kind of relate autism into it because it helps it, doesn't it? Like it can help your autism, Doctor Who.
Yeah, it was my hyperfixation for a very long time. Like I got into it so quickly and like I fell so far. Like I started cosplaying, I started like rewatching every day. Like I got my mum to watch it, and her favorite episode is The Fires of Pompeii because she loves Catherine Tate.
Okay.
It was just such a big part of my life, and it's sort of, I don't want to say gone away because I still love it. I'm just not as fixated on it anymore. But now that it's coming back, that's getting dangerous. I think we're gonna have a relapse. I think I'm gonna be wearing that curly wig every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like the look of David's new suit. Um
I
and stuff like I've got to get him something else now. uh,
the ever growing stress of a cosplayer.
yeah. Like I suppose you can get stuff that looks like it anyway, but just get a blue suit.
Yeah,
Uh,
none of my stuff is accurate. The majority of it is just from Primark. And my
yeah.
friend who does cosplay on TikTok as well, the 15th Doctor, he's got like the long curly hair. His stuff's all like screen accurate, and it just makes me look stupid, quite frankly.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, like I think that's how it does link into autism because of your hyperfixation and something that you can't stop talking about.
Mm.
And then yeah, people think, oh, why stop talking about this? Stop! Like you just keep going about it, and then I was like, no, can't do that.
That's why I'm really excited to be talking about it now to someone who can talk back to me about it, and not just like giving someone all this information and they're just like,
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you tell people, go on BBC iPlayer, watch Doctor Who now, and let me know what you think. And they don't. They don't. It's like, why?
no one ever does, literally.
Yeah, I know. Like you tell them that, and they said, yeah, I'll watch it, and then you
It's
didn't
like they
turn up.
say it to shut you up. The only person who ever actually has done it is my current boyfriend. He was like, all right, I'll see what all the fuss is all about.
Yeah. Yeah, like my favorite episode of Doctor Who is the girl in the fireplace.
Good choice.
That 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 even beats. Well, I can't say it can beat like the Day of the Doctor, but it's up there.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
Yeah, because I liked it. I liked the music. Um, I liked. It was very sad at the end because I think she would have been a
Yeah.
good companion.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see her for at least like another episode. I loved her so much.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's the thing about Doctor Who. Bring these. I know they want to bring these people who are noticeable, but bring people who aren't, like Madame de Pompadour, maybe. To be nice to have an episode with that again, or something.
Or even just reference to her like would be nice. Like
Yeah.
when in one of the Jodie Whittaker episodes, someone mentions Rose and she just doesn't say anything. Like it just blanks over her. And I'm like, come on, man. Like I'd really love some more sort of throwbacks to earlier characters. And with David Tennant and Catherine Tate being in it now, hopefully we might get a bit more of that, which will be nice.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Like I loved it when they were like their first episode reuniting back of series 4.
Yeah.
It was really funny, and like that again, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, it's so funny. I want to go and watch it now. Us talking about all these episodes has just made me want to go and watch it.
Yeah, like it's going to be really interesting to see what they do. Is it in a different time? Like is it End of Time Part 3? Like, is it leaving off from where David Tennant left off? Possibly.
Yeah, there's so much potential and I'm so excited. I only wish that they were filming it like a couple of weeks later, because they're currently filming it in Bristol and I'm going to Bristol for Pride in a couple of weeks, and like I could have seen David Tennant, man.
Yeah, I am too going to Bristol
Oh, when?
in a couple of weeks.
What are you going for? Are you going for Pride?
No, I'm going. Well, I'm going holiday in Cornwall. And of course, to people when this goes out, I would have been to Cornwall, and Sophie would have been to Pride event. But we're talking in advance. But I'm going because I'm on the way. I'm gonna go stop at Bristol and go to all the locations that they're filming or have filmed at.
Yeah, I
That's
might
what
drag
I'm
my
gonna do.
friends to do that, I think.
Yeah, because I saw they have some flux graffiti as well. I saw somewhere.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I want to do that because later this year I'm going to go to Cardiff and do exactly that. Go to the different locations.
Oh, I wish I could do that. I want to go to the Yanto Shrine. and I just want to be there because I love him so much.
Yeah, like the main things that I want to go to is the library, from the library episodes of David Tennant. The beach. I'd like to go to the beach. And do you remember when they get on the fireplace that they went to the garden? Like that, David Tennant was out the garden, watched Madame de Pompadour. Well, I'm going to go to that garden. I'll recreate to it, and lots of episodes are actually in that garden. Like you have Missy. You remember Missy was in a kind of garden way with a fountain.
Yeah, when she was waving her umbrella about.
Yeah, that's in the same kind of area.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and you had, I think, Kablam, or something like Kablam on the grass, or so some of Joe Whittaker's episodes have been there too. So that's another one. And the one I would love to go to is remember when Clara died in the trap street. The trap street is actually a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so. So I'm going to go to the trap street.
Oh, I should go there in my Face the Raven cosplay.
Yeah.
Break some hearts on TikTok, you know?
Yeah, I'm really interested about it because it's like you're going on the wall. I want to see if it's like that again. Like it's actually a trap street in the wall.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Like, because if you go on to Google, you can maybe do it after this if you want. I can maybe send you the link if I can find it. Like you go, it tells you all these different Doctor Who locations in Cardiff. Like you have all sort of different ones. You even have where Landolph is called. It's called Landolph, but I'm not sure what they called it. When like Amy's Town, like within the 11th hour area. Like a kind of like that kind of stuff. And you also had that in the Dream Lord episode, I believe. You know, where like those people had those things out their mouths. And so if that's pretty cool. And you also have where Amy and Rory lived in Cardiff too.
Cute.
You know where they moved house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's there too. I can name so many different ones I want to go to.
That's so cool. I'd love to go to all of them.
Yeah.
One day I will. One day I'll go in all my various cosplays.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my 10th Doctor one, and haven't done any 11th Doctor for a while. I want to, but 10th Doctor is, I'll say my Doctor. I like doing him because, don't know, it's just I like him, and I like all the Doctors, but you just have that one that you want to do more sometimes, and
yeah, like I love all my cosplays, but I think I love Clara the most.
Yeah, I see you do quite Clara and River.
Yeah, I did one Amy one, but I've got rid of that red jumper. But now my friend who I spoke about earlier, he's got the Screen Accurate like series 5 blazer, and it's like, well, I've just got rid of my jumper, so I've got to go and get another one to be his Amy. But I get told quite a lot, like when I talk to people about Doctor Who, they're like, oh, you look like that one that Matt Smith was with. And I was like, I look like Clara? I don't see it personally, but I mean, I'll take it because I cosplay her. So
yeah, I get the same. Like some people say I look like David Tennant, some people say I look like Matt Smith, like when I'm in the clothes. I suppose I do look a little bit like Matt Smith, I suppose. I'll take it as well, but yeah, like I did a funny video, you know, a while ago, and people who are watching, if you go back, you'll know I said this to someone. I said to someone. And I did a video before we had any of these announcements, Doctor Who announcements. It was predicted on the 14th of whatever month, it might have been last month or the month before, that it's going to be announced the FA Cup final, like the football FA Cup finals. They were going to announce maybe the new Doctor Who, because the new Doctor Who was announced. A day later they announced it, but I did a video saying, only rumours I know, I don't want to know. And I suppose that triggered the Doctor Who fan base, because people say you sound like David Tennant, you're rhyming to what you said, I don't want to go. So yeah, and then I kind of jinxed it, didn't I?
very much so, yeah.
Maybe if I didn't make that video, we wouldn't have found out.
I mean, you did the fandom a service, but unfortunately, you didn't do yourself a service.
No, it didn't work out, did it?
It didn't.
Yeah, but you know what I would love, like say we get David Tennant as the Doctor for a little while, when maybe he also regenerates from Jodie, then he regenerates like we said before into Shooty, who's going to be the next Doctor on.
That's the name.
And what I'd love him to say is, "I'm ready to go."
Oh no, because I was literally start crying.
Yeah, no, because I know he said that I didn't want to go, but I kind of feel his character got, understandably, every character really Doctor gets this, like, quite selfish. And he was selfish. Not only at the end, he was selfish in other parts. But that kind of made me like him, I suppose. But I didn't like the way he treated Wilfred at the end. So I'm glad Wilfred's returning.
Wilfred.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad. I'm glad he's returning. But it's funny, you know, we see all these pictures, but it hasn't been officially announced by the BBC that at this moment in time they haven't announced Wilfred, they haven't announced Sylvia, they haven't announced Temple Noble, whatever his name is. They haven't announced them, but they're there.
Have they not announced them? I thought they had announced them.
No, I don't think so, because I think they only announced David and Catherine, and they've like the BBC, but they haven't announced the others.
Oh, well, they've obviously been seen like filming on set then, because I've seen pictures, but obviously the BBC's just chosen to not acknowledge it then. Yeah.
But it's never been like this before, has it? Like, you wouldn't normally just see when recording, where like they like where it is and that and stuff, like all these leaked photos. But I think as much as we see, like people say to you, if you talk about it, that you spoil to other people, but it's kind of hard to get away from that, even if you don't want it spoiled, because you got it spoiled when you knew David Tennant and Catherine Tate were the Doctor. Not the Doctor. We're going to be part of 60th anniversary, and you got spoiled when not the 40th Doctor, but Ncuti Gatwa as the new Doctor Who. So that's when they spoil it for you, not now.
Yeah, and spoilers are very much unavoidable. Unfortunately, as much as it would be lovely to be surprised when the episode comes out, whether it's the BBC announcing stuff or people being nosy and taking pictures at the filming sites, unfortunately, it's just gonna happen. Yeah,
it's unavoidable. Like, I would love it. One of the reasons I said I don't want to know, because I prefer not to know at all.
Yeah.
Doctor Who's not on for a while, like, or when they announced the first announcement, and yeah, I would prefer to know, be shocked. Like, imagine not knowing David Tennant's on set, and he regenerates from Jodie into him.
That I honestly wish that had been the case, because I would have lost my mind. I would have had to pause the episode. I would have had to like scream. But now I know, you know, it's like,
if that happened, the film would scream anyway, though. Now, even more so.
That's very true. I saw the announcement. I was downstairs and my whole family was like on the couch and we were all just chilling. Saw the announcement and I fully went, ah! And they were like, what? And then they were like, oh, okay. Like, no one gets me.
Yeah, it'd be like England winning a World Cup. With it, like cheering. Yes.
They'd all cheer for that, but they won't cheer for David Tennant. What sort of society do we live in?
Yeah, but it'll be like that, wouldn't it? Like we've won something.
We have won something. Getting David Tennant back, we've won something.
Yeah. Like, he always come back. He'll come back when he's like Tom Baker's age or on stuff. He could be the crazy.
He will.
Yeah.
He doesn't look any different though. Like, in the Day of the Doctor, he had that strange haircut, but this time he just looks like nothing's happened. I'm quite jealous of him.
Yeah, it's maybe they put makeup on him or stuff, possibly, or
maybe, and they've done his hair properly this time.
Yeah.
Like, what was going on in the Day of the Doctor? What was going on there?
Because Russell's back.
That's true. That is very true.
Um,
But no, he was having a bad hair day, mate.
yeah, I don't know what was going on there. It was very surprising. Like, why is he what's happened to his hair?
It was just like flat. But now he's got the like spiky look back. And I think the only difference is that his hairline's gone back a little bit. But
Hmm.
if I'd have to do a double take and be like, oh, he's older. I'm just
Yeah,
in love with David Tennant, I think, is what we've established there.
yeah. If you get a Doctor Who, well, the thing about it's very controversial when you go to 10 and 12, and this is the reason because if one person thinks like I've had this situation, I share that I say David Tennant's regeneration, leaving it's the saddest. I believe it's the saddest, and then people say I believe 12 speech is the saddest, and I can understand that, but one word is enough.
Yeah. I'm just gonna slam a wrench in all of that and say 11th is the saddest. When Amy
Yeah.
comes down the stairs,
Oh
the
yeah,
tears start flowing, mate.
yeah.
But they are all very sad. And
Yeah,
even though Jodie Whittaker has not been my favourite, I think I will shed a tear or two.
yeah, I think it will be sad, but until David Tennant pops his head up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, 11th Doctor was sad. I don't think I was like it kind of he burst out of an egg or something. It was but yeah, like ninth is I like ninth because he kind of reassures Rose that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it was sweet rather than like sad. It was sort of like, oh, like we feel safe in the hands of this next doctor, as opposed to tears streaming down my face, you know.
Yeah. But so like you've got like from the 10th Doctor, he was in bed half of his episodes. 11 wasn't. He just had problems with the regeneration cycle. Peter Capaldi, well, he was playing around with that dinosaur.
He went on a mad one. I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And then Jodie, did she have any problems with her regeneration? Do you think?
Uh she was like, why are you calling me madam? Because you're a woman. And then she had a nap and then she was like fine, but I think she was on a mad one about being a woman, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember that someone thought that she wasn't she didn't know she was a doctor because she was a female, and they said to her and then no, she said to them that I've been upgraded.
Yeah, I love that.
Didn't know she was a Cyberman. Yeah, but that was that was good. Like I don't think as like you get that. I don't like when the new Doctor Who starts. Shoot, you get. Well, I'm not going to say the 40th Doctor because I don't know. I don't know if they announced them as the 40th Doctor or just the new Doctor Who, because there's theories like if they've tended pop his head up there, is he going to be the 40th Doctor? I don't know. I prefer not to. I prefer it to be back to 10 in new clothes, possibly. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. But what I'd like to do, well, not me like to do, but like when the new Doctor Who does his series, it'd be nice if he's on his own to start with, no companions straight away. Just get to know his character.
It would, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because you get a companion, or like how many companions do you think is enough in the TARDIS? Do you think?
Once again, this is my bias, and I know River's not technically a companion, but I think Amy, Rory, and River, so 3 was enough. I think any more than that is like overkill. But then saying that, like, it can go over that. But I don't know, maybe that's just my bias.
Like David Tennant, Journey's End had about 9 or 10, wasn't it? In the TARDIS.
Yeah.
At one point.
I mean, I loved that, but I feel like for a series, 2 or 3 is sort of the good number. Anything over that, and it's kind of like, oh, there are multiple characters I've now got to remember everything about.
Yeah. Do you feel it should be different, like because you're used to if it's a guy doctor, like if you're just having one companion, it has to be female. Do you think like if Shooty has a companion, it should be a boy, or do you think doesn't matter about that?
I don't think it matters. I think it would be nice to see some non-binary representation in Doctor Who. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure if there's a lot of that. So
Right.
that's an option, but I really don't think the gender of any one Doctor Who character should matter unless it's absolutely integral to the plot. Like, it's not integral to the plot that the Doctor is a man. So all these people spouting all this rubbish about how the Doctor shouldn't have been a woman. It's like, where have you got that from?
Yeah.
But maybe that's just my very, very liberal view of gender and stuff like that. I really don't think it should matter as long as the character is played well.
Yeah. 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 I agree, and like I suppose that I was hopeful it was going to be a man this time, only because there would have been friction if it was a girl again. Um, like, but like because I know regeneration doesn't work like that, but it'd be nice if it was man then girl, kind of going to pan. It would be nice like that.
Yeah, it would have been nice to, I think, have female doctors sort of from a long time before that.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, it really shouldn't matter. What do you mean by friction
No,
for
look,
having another one?
what I mean is because that there's a lot of like in the fandom like against that like Jodie, you know,
Yeah.
like her not doctor not working as a woman. It has um it's just like like I just don't want it to be the same for another female actor.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it is nice also that we're getting representation now, a black doctor. I know we had Jo Martin, but I'm not going to say it didn't count, but like she wasn't in it for a long time. So it's really nice, all the representation that we're getting in Doctor Who at the moment for all the communities.
Yeah.
And the people who aren't welcoming that have no place in this community, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like we said, it helps with like people with autism can relate, people of all genders, racial identities, stuff like that. I feel like everyone should be able to relate to Doctor Who. Everyone should be able to look at a doctor and go, I see myself in them.
Yeah.
So it's really nice that we're getting that, and I'd like to just kick the not my doctors out the window.
Yeah. It shouldn't matter, but like people either way they would moan.
Yeah,
Whoever it's gonna be, it's nothing to do with like a girl woman, but you just know that will be the primary reason if it was a girl again. But
yeah, it gives them
um,
something to moan about.
yeah, but like that's why I think keep it a male now, and then happily change it over afterwards, because I think that work well. Or even if you want to have Missy back as the master or something like that would be good. Because Doctor Who, like I think from now it's starting to get more diverse. Like you had that Ryan storyline, but wasn't fulfilled to its best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very good. I learned, like some people talk to me about it and what it means, and I think it's cool. Um, I said before, like autism. It'd be nice that they bring something like that into it, like a Doctor Who, like a cast member, or talk about autism within Doctor Who.
It would, yeah, it would very much be a next step. But I do definitely agree that no matter what happens, the fandom isn't going to like it in one way or another. So I see what
Yeah,
you mean.
yeah. Like what I think is, no one can judge an actor unless they've seen them in Doctor Who.
That's very true. My favorite thing to do is watch an episode of Doctor Who around my family. No, sorry, watch an episode of something around my family and then be like, they were in Doctor Who. They were
Yeah,
in Doctor Who. I love doing that because like every English actor has been in Doctor Who. It's like a rite of passage.
yeah,
You
I
have
do
to
that.
have been in Doctor Who.
Yeah. I do that as well. Like you see David Tennant, I like he's been on Doctor Who. Matt Smith, he's been on Doctor Who, and stuff like that. But yeah, like it's not going to stop. Unfortunately, like Shooty probably knew that he will probably get remarks because he's a black actor.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It's happened in football. It's happened in sports. It happens in acting. It's something that is unfortunate. But I'm glad that I did watch I have seen him, so I could say I've seen him something else. So I can see what he can bring, his funny side and his darker side. So but you never can know what they're going to be in Doctor Who, because it's completely different to another show that they've been in.
That's very true. I think it's very telling of a very good actor when they've been something completely different in Doctor Who to something they're doing now. Like I know someone personally who was in Doctor Who. When she was younger, she was Angie, the kid that Clara babysat.
Oh,
And I met her through doing musical theatre. And when I was watching Doctor Who, I had to pause it and be like, that's Eve. So I messaged her and she was like, yeah, I did all that. I met Matt Smith. And I was like, that's mental. Like, how are you so casual about that? But now she's doing like other acting stuff. So it's great. It's great to point out actors and be like, you were in a good show, weren't you?
yeah, that's awesome. That is, like you can point out that actor's been in Doctor Who, that actor hasn't. Well, you don't point that out, but
No, I do sometimes. If there's like a high profile English actor who hasn't yet been in Doctor Who, it's like, when are you showing up? Time's ticking, you know?
Yeah, like Eddie Radimay, I think his name is, the one from those Harry Potter spin-offs.
Yeah, Eddie Redmayne. Yeah. It's only a matter of time, honestly. I think every English actor will end up in Doctor Who at one point.
Yeah, I suppose because they don't like to pick a well-known actor, like to play the Doctor, do they? Like, you don't know much. I suppose they do that because to reduce the friction of moaning at the actor before they've done it.
That's very true. It's like Matt Smith was quite new to the not necessarily new, but like undiscovered when he was cast as the Doctor, wasn't he?
Yeah, so I think the same with David Tennant as well, and Jodie. I did see her in a series called Trust Me beforehand.
Yeah, I saw her in Black Mirror.
Okay, yeah, I did make sure I watched them. So I don't really need to watch anything of the new Doctor because I know I've watched something, so I don't have to plan to watch something else. What he's been in and stuff. So you've kind of met an actor from Doctor Who, but have you met any others like actors? Oh,
I did when we were doing college Zooms, we got talks from some actors, like they join a Zoom with us and we get to ask them questions. And an actor joined and she was talking about like the stuff she did in between like bigger roles she has, and she was like, oh yeah, I did an episode of Doctor Who. So I googled her, and she was the like attendant lady in Midnight, the one who like passes out the stuff, and then I think she's the one that gets chucked out of the
yeah.
So I've spoken to her, not met her in person, but yeah, it was nice to hear some insight from an actor who's been in Doctor Who.
Yeah. I've spoken. Well, I haven't spoken. Well, I've spoken to Simon Fisher-Beck, who played Dorian. Yeah, like I did that Christmas episode last year. That was really nice because it was on Facebook. I sent him a friend request and I was accepted, and I messaged him and then we arranged it, and that was that simple.
I love that.
Yeah, it was just, it's not like you have to go through some agent or something like that. It wasn't like that. It was very simple and there. So I could possibly, I said to him, in a year time, Simon, we'll do it again. Yeah, and he comments on some of my things sometimes. I think I shared something about Elle from Heartstopper, who's obviously Rose in Doctor Who now, and like he commented on that, and it's good like that because like we're speaking about being diverse, Doctor Who, and having someone who's transgender it's really good as well. So Russell T Davies is bringing actors that he knows that are in diverse programs. Like he's had some people that's been in It's a Sin that are in, I think, the Doctor Who cast as well. And Heartstopper I've watched it. It's awesome, isn't it? Like
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, it's very good. If you want to get to know or see her in a show, like who's going to be playing a character called Rose in Doctor Who.
Yeah,
it's a good one. I didn't know about it until she was cast. So like a person commented I did a video saying that she was in Doctor Who as a character called Rose, and someone said, "Oh, yeah, that's Elle from Hotstopper," and I was thinking, "Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay, I'll give it a watch." And very good, very good. I think more programs should be on there like that.
I've been meaning to watch it.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be crucified by all my LGBT friends. Like, I don't deserve to have that pride flag on my wall if I haven't seen
Yeah.
Pride Stopper.
Yeah, yeah. Pride Stopper. Yeah,
That's the new one.
yeah, that's the new one. But yeah, would you like to be in things like that then? Like with your acting, like a part of the Pride community doing acting, like films, part of that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, actors, they do a job and they act as someone who they're not. So I know a lot of people get heat for like playing gay characters when they're not gay. And I don't think the actor is the issue. I think the people who are casting is the issue. So it would be nice to see representation for real LGBT people and like real autistic people and real people who have other conditions to do those parts. But that entirely depends on the actors who audition, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, because there is some things with autism, like, so do you feel it's better for an autistic person to act that autistic character rather than someone that's not autistic?
I do, because a real autistic person will know what it's like. Like there was a film that Sia did, and
Oh, yeah.
Maddie Ziegler from Dance Mums played the autistic character, and it was offensive. Like it was offensive. And just that could have been avoided by casting a real autistic person who's had that experience, you know, or someone who has been around autism or has done that research. Even like it's not hard to like go and read an article or something, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and like I understand that. Like, I heard things about it, but I never watched it.
I didn't watch it.
I heard lots about it, like it was not very good for the autism community. Um, but there's other programs like that, isn't there? Like you have on Stoppables, which kind of is offensive to people. Especially as some people, and they have autism, and they show their it's in the name, isn't it? Like it's not good.
Yeah, no, it's there's a lot to be done in terms of like mental health conditions and autism in the community of like acting, for it to be properly represented, because when it's negatively represented, then people have the stigma around it, like, oh, this is how autistic people are, this is how they act, this is how they look, and it's so damaging and it's such a big step back. So it'd be really nice to see actors I know, like, and actors that are just coming up to take those roles and do them justice.
Yes, yeah, I completely agree, because like do you feel like in acting also it's important not to become that character in real life, like on your everyday life, like out of doing the acting?
Yeah, some of the characters that we're playing in this play at the moment, they've seen some horrific things, like from this murder of this boy. And to get into that character, we're having to look at pictures of that boy and say our lines to him. And it's real. And there's been so many tears, and it's really difficult. So you have to be able to dissociate from that character. You can't let it take over. And that's sort of a lesson I'm learning at the moment. And it's really difficult. It's very
Mhm.
emotional.
Yeah, yeah, because I speaking of acting, I did an acting, like, when I was at my special school, we were the last year. I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't think they do, to do drama, do an actual drama course. Um, I would say I'm privileged to be one of the last, because it got really complicated. Like the exam was more writing, um,
Yeah.
than doing it, and you had to write something that you haven't done, and you have to write about, you watch the film, write about it, and that was tough. And like, because the exam was on that, and you act a little bit, but it wasn't really any of the acting, but we still did like a play for people to watch, and I was the only character who actually played a minor role character. So I like that. Like I was behind the curtain, and I like that in drama, like really dark. um, and yeah, I had to really. I was someone's husband at one point, then I was someone's dancing with someone, which I had to get taught because not a good dancer.
Neither am I, don't
Uh,
worry.
And people, there's only about 6 or 7, and people were a little bit annoyed because I was doing it wrong. That I was stepping left when I was stepping right, and yeah, like yeah. So I've done a drama course, but and I wasn't confident at that moment, and well, I got to that. I wasn't the most confident person still. I didn't. I thought I wasn't a drama. And then I do my I'll do videos now and then, mainly Doctor Who, but I've done different things. I do like a good like have you heard of a program called The Good Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, I sometimes I like acting Sean because he's autistic, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the really good programs that is actually based around autism. The Good Doctor.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but my mum watches it, and obviously because I'm autistic, she'll sort of be like, "Oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that." So it's nice that things like that are educational.
Yeah, I don't know if he is autistic in real life, but it's a good program
It's
for
a good representation as well, I think. I'm not sure if he is autistic in real life or not, but I feel like it's one of those cases where once again, it's not the actor's fault if they're not autistic or gay or whatever. It's down to casting.
yeah, yeah, like because like in this Doctor and Autism series I'm doing at the moment as that's why we're here. I like to keep it diverse so not everyone is going to have autism in every episode. And I talk to them about it. Like for you, for instance, I don't kind of have to explain to you what autism is because you have it. But for example, that I will talk about it and talk about different things. So I kind of make it diverse in a way, so not everyone has it and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's nice. It's nice to get like people's different opinions.
Yeah, yeah. No, I wanted to make Doctor Who and Autism because lots of people who have autism and autistic love Doctor Who. I found so that's even better.
With acting, you said you enjoyed it. Would you say that if you continue to do it, maybe not performing to like massive crowds of people, if that's not what you're comfortable with, but would you say that if you continue doing that, it maybe would boost your confidence?
Um, I'd say I'll say yeah. I think so. Like I'm much more confident now than I was. Like um, I could have done it, but I didn't go on to do it afterwards. I don't know because I I don't know. I know friends that do that. They like to do drama, and I love doing it. It's always going to be something I like to do. Um, it does help me boost my confidence. I like playing different characters. I like to do it more actually. I do like to do speeches. Like I do speeches for autism, uh, different stuff. But yeah, like, do you think it helped your confidence doing acting?
It definitely does. When I first started doing it, the first thing I did was a musical. I did Little Shop of Horrors when I was in year 7, and I had like a little solo singing bit at the end of it, and I was absolutely like nervous. Like I was like, oh my god, I can't do it, because I had anxiety and because I was being bullied. It was like I can't get up on the stage and do that. But then when I did, it was like I can do whatever I want. So then I kept doing it, and it really has built my confidence. Like, to be completely honest, if I hadn't done acting, I don't think I would have been able to bring myself to get on a Zoom and talk to you today.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad the anxiety was. So it is good for confidence boosting, but it's not for everyone.
No. No. I really enjoyed it because a person who I know quite well, a teacher, said to me, "You're the best person I've seen doing a motorride character so far." And so I thought, well, but I didn't know I was that good. um, but yeah, I like to do the odd speech. Even Doctor Who, like I've done with my own voice. I've done the one at the end of David Tennant's Christmas episode, Christmas Invasion. I like that one. Um, I like all kind of speeches they do, but
Mm.
it helps confidence. Like you say, acting helps confidence. Probably Doctor Who even helps confidence. Like you even watching it or something like it although it's a fiction program that has so much impact over your life.
It does. It deals with so many real things without even trying to. Like, for example, I keep banging on about representation, but for like bringing like all these characters in, it's not shoving it in your face like we're teaching you a lesson here, but you do take stuff from it, and the people who can now see themselves on that screen, they might just get something from it, you know.
Yeah, it's good. Like you said that's your dream to be in Doctor Who. Like, what what? I know you can't pick who you probably can play, but if you had the choice, who would do you think you would like to play?
um I'd love to play a companion. I know that's shooting very high, but you know, shoot for the stars, innit?
Yeah,
I'd love to play a companion. I feel like I'd be able to sort of have that banter with a doctor. And I'd love to do all the like exciting stuff that companions do, and I'd love to eventually get killed off because I feel like that's fun.
yeah, 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 yeah. And then people be sad. Like you'll get lots of reactions to it, won't you? Like that you've been killed off, and then maybe you might get asked to come back again. Like they might do a Donald side thing for you.
Yeah, Doctor Who, it's got so much potential for the actors in it, which is why it's so exciting. And there was the case of like actors who were in it before coming back to play bigger characters. Like Amy was in the or should I say Karen Gillan was in the Fires of Pompeii, and then she obviously went on to be Amy, and that happened with another actor, but I really can't think of the other one.
She was in Avengers as well. Like she went on to like Marvel.
She did, so she's really made a name for herself. It's great.
Yeah, and like Matt Smith he's done well for himself as well. He's been in um like he was in a film last like Christmas time. He played an evil villain. He's also in something that I will be watching, The House of Dragons, like Game of Thrones kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was quite late to the party when I watched Game of Thrones. I literally watched it really fast, and then when the last episode aired, I watched it. I watched it on air, so I I did well there. Kind of binge watched it and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy because the House of Dragons is set before Game of Thrones. I think like way before Game of Thrones, so it's gonna be interesting. I think Matt Smith is one of the main characters as well, so I'm really excited to see him in that.
I've been watching him in The Crown recently. I started watching it purely because he's in it. And he's great in that. It's lovely to see Doctor Who actors and other things.
Yeah, like even like Olivia Colman was in the 11th Hour, and she was in Broadchurch and quite a lot of with main roles and other things, but she just I think she'll be good as even a doctor. Playing the
She
doctor and Doctor Who.
she was rumored, wasn't she? I think, or
Yeah,
people wanted her or something like that.
yeah. Like I think that I'm not. I think it could be something for the future for her. Because like another one was Michael Sheen. Um, but did you know Michael Sheen played the House?
I
In Doctor
did.
Who?
I found that out very recently because I rewatched Good Omens, and then I was on like a binge to see what else they'd been in, and once you know that and you hear it, you're like, oh yeah.
Doesn't sound anything like him.
I know, I could hear it now.
Oh, you
Like
can.
when I knew, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, Michael Sheen is a great actor. Like, yeah, oh, him and David Tennant. Like, he looks like he's from that show, doesn't he? David with his glasses and how he's walking around and.
Yeah, I love Good Omens. I love them together. They're such a good pair.
Imagine if he comes into it. It could be a master, Michael Sheen, even so.
That would be really cool because in Good Omens, like he's the angel and David Tennant's the demons. So it'd be really cool to have it switched around.
It would. I think so, and it's something that would be nice to see. But there's so much nice to see in Doctor Who. Bring an autistic character into it, and then yeah, like who knows? If you ever are cast on Doctor Who's Sophie, grant me pass to me all the cast.
Of course I will.
Yeah, like I, I have a friend that's who's got autism as well, and he's in a film on Netflix later this year, and I, he he a character was actually from Doctor Who, and I I can't say too much about who it is in that, but because it's like confidential, like in acting, like it's all confidential and stuff. But it's an actor who played briefly in an episode in Doctor Who, which and is in another show that's really well named. Um, and I was shocked because I didn't meet them. Like I got a video made for me, so yeah, that was nice.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Um, it's it's something that I have never been to, like those no those events, like you can go to different places and meet different actors, like at the panel thing at Comic Cons and stuff. I've never been to one of them.
I haven't either. The closest thing I've got is somebody got me a signed picture that Alex Kingston, River Song, signed. That's like the closest I've got to meeting her.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to, like at some point, and if I'd love to meet David Tennant, like I I wouldn't I want to do a video. I know you. Someone called me just saying to him, I'm gonna go. Like because you're saying goodbye, aren't you? I'm gonna go. And kind of stuff like that. But yeah, like if you ever had to meet Alex Kingston, what would you say?
That's the thing. Like, I'd love to be in their presence, but I don't know what I'd say. I'd probably be like a stuttering mess, to be completely honest with you.
Okay, yeah. Anything like so? I dream to be on Doctor Who, and probably meet Alex Kingston, David Tennant for me. Fingers crossed. There's still time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sophie, before we finish, I'm going to ask you kind of two things. Maybe because we spoke about autism first. If you want to maybe give any, do you have any advice, or for anyone else who wants to go into drama who has autism too? Like, do you have anything to say by that?
I'd say it definitely helps with things like autism, like dealing with it. Like you'll hyperfixate on whatever play you're doing, which is good because it gets some of that energy out. And if you're around a good group of people, and most actors, especially actors my age, usually are good people and they're very open and accepting, it will do wonders for your confidence. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about that.
Oh, yeah, I think that's great, Sophie. And last thing, do you have a quote that you relate to in Doctor Who at all, or maybe more than one?
I do. It's going to be so predictable what episode it's from. Would you like to predict what episode it's from, just out of curiosity?
Is it the Husbands of Rousseau?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
I've chosen happily ever after doesn't mean forever, it just means time, a little time.
Oh, that's great.
Makes me cry every time. But I don't know, I guess I'd label myself as a hopeless romantic. And I really like to just carry that with me in friendships and relationships. Like you can have a happily ever after, but it doesn't have to be forever.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I haven't heard that one yet, so and I haven't really spoke about the Husbands of Rousseau. So that is, I think it's really good that speaking to you because I spoke about autism and Doctor Who, of course. But yeah, we'll definitely hop on here again, Sophie, and have a nice chat.
Yeah.
And see how we do.
Yeah, no, it was lovely speaking to you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you. And fingers crossed. Doctor Who's on its on its like mission to be 100% again.
Fingers crossed. Come on, Chibnall, bring it home for us, please.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Well, thanks again, Sophie. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much. I've had a lovely time.